Okay, so last week was your dick news.
Yep.
And I promised I was going to have a dick news story.
Sure. Did you go out and create a dick news story just for this episode?
No, I didn't. I've already had something planned.
Okay.
I haven't had it done yet.
All right. Yep. Intriguing.
I'm getting like the ultimate dick pic.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
X-ray?
Not an X-ray. A camera is involved.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
And camera is going in.
Man. Damn. Oh, I feel it. I feel it now.
I haven't had it done yet. I'm booked in now. I now know the date. It's happening on the 5th of February.
Oh, man, that's soon. It's 2 weeks away.
Now, when I originally saw the doctor, she said, we're just going to do it under a local.
Oh.
And if you're feeling a bit anxious, though, we can give you something to make you a little sleepy. And I'm
like, yeah, I'm fucking anxious.
Yeah, you're going to give me something.
100%. Yep. Fucking hell. Yeah.
But now, I had the pre-admission call with the nurse, and I've read some information. It looks like they're putting me completely under now.
Okay.
And I am okay with this.
100%. If
Do
someone's
not want to be awake.
putting stuff in my dick, I want to not be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She did say it's a very small camera, and I'm
It's like, okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy you don't have like a Polaroid camera or something.
Yeah,
but
what would be the size of the camera that you'd be okay with? You know what I mean?
I don't think there is any size I
Exactly.
would be okay with.
So there is that sex act, I think it's called sounding. Have you heard of this? Where
I have, yes.
guys like long, thin needles inserted into their urethras.
Mm.
Now, I've never quite understood why that would be something that you would want, but
Who knows? Maybe I come out of this and that's my new thing.
yeah, exactly.
Genital news.
Oh, Matt's not here.
Oh yeah, Matt's not here. Oh, well done for remembering.
Yep.
Matt's in Austin, Texas, being ostentatious.
Keeping it weird. I do want to go to Austin one day.
Yeah, so do I actually. So do
Because
I.
it's just that whole city. The whole thing is like, keep Austin weird.
Is that their tagline? Is it?
That's their tagline.
That's
That
great.
is an actual thing.
Well, I know they have a couple of great film festivals there,
Mm-hmm.
and some big music scene. Texas used to kind of, I don't know. I assume Texas was just a cowboy state.
The way I see Austin, the way I see Texas are very different.
Yeah.
Texas is the cowboy state with everyone walking around with cowboy hats and guns, and then there's Austin.
Yeah. Cowboy hats and musical instruments, maybe.
No, guns.
Still guns in Austin.
Yeah,
Okay, fair.
it's still Texas.
Sure, yeah.
But they also have musical instruments as well. It's not just the gun.
Not just the guns.
That's one of those. I think Texas is one of those weird places where you can, like, just carry with a pistol
Open carry?
in a holster. And,
Yeah. The funny, kind of ironic thing about open carry is that used to be the way you proved you were trustworthy. If you open carried, if you had your gun on your hip, people knew, okay, this guy's carrying a gun, but he's not hiding anything. If you did a concealed carry, which is what you have to do in most states in America, I believe, which is, the gun has to be hidden from view. That's how you knew someone was a dodger. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
why do you need to hide your gun, mate?
Yeah, I just find it so weird that you can just walk around with guns just in general.
Yeah.
I do like guns though.
Oh, yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
I like guns as well. I don't actually want one or want one near me, but, theoretically, I like them.
I like going shooting.
Yeah.
Like, I like going to the range and give me a gun and I'm going to shoot at a target.
I've only done it one time, but I'll do it. Is there a range in Canberra?
No, there is, but it's a bit different here. I
Right.
think I have to go with someone who's a member
Right.
and things like this. But when I go to LA in August, I'm going to go to the gun range there.
Yeah.
Because that's actually, it's a sort of a fun half a day out.
Oh, absolutely.
You rock up and you go, what type of gun off this wall would you like to fire?
Yeah.
And then buy some ammo and away you go.
Yep. I did it for the first time recently and I absolutely loved it. And what was great, I went with 3 people and all of us wanted to shoot a different gun. You know what I mean? So, like, I wanted to shoot handguns. I wanted to shoot the old-timey snub-nosed 38, and I wanted to shoot, like, the Glock 9mm. So they were the 2 that I picked, had a great time. But then one of my mates was like, no, fuck it, I want to fire a machine gun. And my other mate was like, I want to fire a sniper rifle. So it's just fun to see what guns people choose.
Yeah, because I tried a rifle, I tried a handgun, but I didn't try like a revolver, which I'm kicking myself for not doing. I really want to fire a revolver.
It's fun, but it's so hard. It's hard to aim. I mean, they're not really made to aim. They're made to just shoot from the hip and hope for the best, right? And they're heavy too, compared to a modern pistol.
Okay, that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to go in August. I'm going to shooting, and I'm going to go get one, and it's going to happen. I'm going to shoot a revolver at a zombie.
That's awesome.
When I went there last time, you can get like the different posters, and you can get a zombie.
That's great. That's great. You know, there should be like a paintball or whatever where you verse characters.
I think I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, because that'd be cool.
I've seen a few that have tried.
Okay,
but I don't think it's sort of a hard business to get because you'd have to hire a lot of people to.
Yeah, that's true.
Be the actors, and I think that's where you struggle.
It could be that because usually you go with a group and then you get put up against another group.
Yeah, you just get,
or you get added to a bigger group or whatever.
Which would be cool, but you'd have to other people. If most of the time people aren't really going to play along with, I'm meant to be a zombie or I'm meant to do this. It's going to be I'm coming out shooting
myself.
So.
Yeah, mind you, the first time I ever did paintball. I've only done it a couple of times, but the very first time was a great experience because we were up against these foreign guys, and I was too young to necessarily know the nuance and be able to pick the accent, but they were just foreign. But stalking through the jungle, trying to figure out where the enemy is, and then just hearing this foreign language whispers through, it's really immersive. So that was a fucking great experience. Yeah,
I do love paintball.
Yeah,
it's just hard to organize.
Yeah, it is. The thing I love about paintball though is as opposed to like laser tag or VR, is just that it hurts so much to get shot that you just you go out of your way to not get shot. So there's just this realism that's just not there with laser tag.
Yeah, laser tag. Oh, I got shot. Big deal. I walk there. I come back, and you're not even really sure if your gun's actually doing anything half the time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Before we move off Dick news, I know we've segued a little bit, but I've got some vintage Dick news.
Ooh.
So we probably don't have a specific jingle for vintage Dick news, especially
don't think we do.
Since Matt's not here this week. So, but you remember the old Batman TV series from the 60s?
The 60s
yeah,
Batman?
That's the one.
Yep.
Adam West and Burt Ward, right? Burt Ward, who played Robin, evidently had a massive dick. Massive.
I have heard this before.
I'd heard that too, right? But apparently, when the first time they put him in the suit, which is basically tights, network executives were like, we can't put that on TV. So they actually put Burt Ward on a course of penis shrinking pills.
What?
Yeah.
They exist? And he agreed to take them?
Yeah. Apparently, he stopped at a certain point and was like, you know what? I don't think I want to keep taking these.
Yeah,
but
especially because being there, he's actually quite famous and probably
well,
he's getting to use.
I from what I've read, he used it a lot.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I just can't imagine. It's a weird problem to have, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's almost one of those things where you wouldn't be offended by it, like even with the inconvenience. Look, we want to give you the part of Robin, but your dick's too big for television.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, well. I'm gutted that you're considering not giving me the part, but on the other hand...
But, thank you.
Thanks. So he agreed to take the pills.
To take them for a while.
Yeah.
And then probably got that little bit of a bigger star that he got to a point where I'm not taking him anymore.
Yeah. I wonder if you watch the first series and then, say, the third series, whether you can notice a difference.
I'd have to go and have a look and just stare at his junk.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's one of those weird things, like everyone knows like the 60s Batman, but it wasn't really on air for very long.
No, that's right. And actually by the third series, it was massively unpopular. Which is why it suddenly became very gimmicky, adding new characters and trying desperately to improve ratings. But it was really only that initial series, that first series, and then the movie that was as popular as we assume the whole thing was now, looking back.
Yeah. Because what was it? I think it was like 66 to 68 or something crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas if you think about it, it just feels like there's hundreds of episodes and that it was on forever, because that's what we grew up watching.
Yeah, that's right. Now, granted, seasons used to be longer back then, so There is probably dozens and dozens of episodes per series, but even so, there's only 3 series.
I'm just going through and having a look at some of them now, and God, I think I want to go back and watch it and just see how awesome and terrible this show was.
Yeah, I watched the first episode and then the second part of the first episode like a year or two ago, and loved it. It was really good, but I didn't know if I actually had the patience to just then continue watching more of that.
Having a look, so this is probably why we thought there was so many. Season 2, 60 episodes.
Oh shit! There you go.
Season 1 was 34, and how many? I think 32 was a bit shorter.
Right.
Because I think that's when your interest 26.
26. Okay.
So there's over 100 episodes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but just crammed into 3 years.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Was it week to week, or were there multiple ones per week? Because, every episode was 2 episodes. Every story was 2 episodes. Were they one night and then the next night, or?
No. This is back then. It was you waited a week.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing that now?
Yeah.
Although, as I said, I really quite liked having to do that week to week with The Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I probably would have watched them in an afternoon. They're short. There was only a few episodes. And actually having it drawn out. Because here's the thing that I don't like about binge watching shows is that you never get a sense of time passing. Like, you watch them all back to back and you kind of think, this all happened in a day. Whereas if you wait a week, the writers can actually have little time jumps and it does feel like time has passed.
Well, here's the other thing I think I found. I think I paid more attention.
I think that's fair as well, yeah. You weren't just racing through. When binge
watching, by the time you sort of get to the second, third, you're still watching, but your sort of mind's wandering a bit. You're playing on your phone a bit more, or you're doing other things. But with this is all I'm going to get, and I'm going to have to wait a week. And I paid more attention.
Yeah, I've got a rule now. I'm not allowed to have my phone while I watch TV. And I don't mean if like fucking Married at First Sight's on. I mean like if I'm watching a show, that somebody put effort into the writing and producing of it, then the least I can do is keep my 2 eyes on it out of respect for them, but also because you do tend to miss shit.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, so that's my thing. And if I feel like I'm looking at my phone, then I'll press pause and I'll go and do whatever I want to do.
Do what you got to do,
and
then go back to it. But no, I'm actually hoping we see a bit more of this week to week, because I think it's better now than it used to be. Like week to week in the past was, if you miss this, you never get to see this episode again.
Yeah, that's right.
That was your one shot.
Yeah.
Until it goes on to repeats in years' time.
Yeah. The one that I remember was the first season of 24, which is 15, 20 years ago now. But torrenting wasn't as big then as it was now. It was a thing, but I mean, even I wasn't so sure how to do it, and I missed one episode. And if you've seen 24, you'll know you have to watch every episode for it to make sense. And I have heard that. I was gutted that I'd missed one. So I ended up finding a torrent file that downloaded, and this is also before VCL and media players that could play everything. I found one torrent that was a file I could only play the video of, but had no sound. And so I spent another day finding one that I could play just the sound but not the video. And I literally took my computer into my brother's room and literally played them both. So I had two fucking files playing at the same time, trying to sync it up at the same time.
That is far too much effort.
That's what we had to do if we missed an episode of something.
Whereas now, you don't have to watch it the second it comes out. You can watch it whenever you want, and you can still take your time to... So more of this, I think.
Yeah. All you have to do is stay off the internet.
It's actually not that hard.
Yeah, it's true.
The only reason why people come across spoilers is because you're looking at stuff about the subject you want.
Maybe. Look, 9 times out of 10, that's true. But I also have a bunch of cunts on my Facebook who literally put their status as, how dare you punch Baby Yoda, And it's like, man, I didn't want to know anything about it. Like, and I'm sure that's not a big spoiler, but like, fuck you for saying anything.
That's why I just don't use Facebook.
Yeah.
That can be a little bit hard, but for me, I don't know, I just stop reading.
Yeah.
I have to focus. I stop focusing. And plus I forget in about 3 seconds anyway.
Yeah, well, is that true? But I've also,
like a
I try to accept the philosophy that it's not what happens, it's how it happens. So you could know everything about it and still, which is why you can watch an old movie and still love it.
Like, no matter what people tell you and how they explain it to you, it's still the way when you watch it's going to be different.
Yeah.
The way you interpret it, the way you feel about it, it's still going to be your own. So spoilers don't affect anything.
Hashtag death of the author. You know, I'm rereading Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. Have you ever come across that book?
No, it's not Star Wars.
No, but it is quintessential cyberpunk from the early to mid 90s, right? And it's a very good book. I'm only halfway through my reread because it's an absolute beast of a book. But it became very famous because it was written when the internet was a brand new concept and it was quite prolific. And some of the things that it mentioned started to come true, so people were really interested in this book. I read it when I was 20 and I fucking loved it. It's a great read. I'm reading it now and I'm loving it twice as much. And what's better than reading something that feels really prolific is reading something that we've now practically surpassed in terms of technology, and it's not how it is at all. You know what I mean? There's this whole like a metaverse, right? It's like a virtual reality version of the internet that everyone's jacked into, right? Seems very, very futuristic and sci-fi, except no one has a handheld way to get onto the internet. So all these people are existing in this thing, but they have to go and plug into a terminal.
Yeah, so we're past that now. Now you do have this handheld thing.
Like there's plot points in this where someone needs to get on the internet, and so they have to find a place to jack into the internet.
Because that's at the time, when the internet. Because that was actually a time before. If it was like early 90s, that's sort of before internet.
Yeah, it's before the World Wide Web.
Like even before dial-up.
Yeah,
like that's.
Well, and it was at the time when if you wanted to go to a website, you had to know the phone number of that website.
Oh, with all the message boards. And,
And
so it probably hasn't aged that well.
No, but it's still a great read. And actually, that's not what it's about. It's about kind of linguistic viruses and it's great. It's a really, really wonderfully imaginative book. But it's funny how technology ages.
Yeah, happens so quickly these days.
But speaking of cyberpunk things, Cyberpunk 2077 delayed, which is disappointing.
And this one hurts a bit. It's sort of a little bit annoying because they've gone, the game's playable.
Yeah.
But they want to just polish, and because the world is so big, and they want to make sure it's all fleshed out.
You know what?
Which
I'm actually fine with that.
Go for it. If you think you need the extra time, you take that extra time.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many games that get rushed to release that are just not ready. And
with this type of game, you don't want it to be that you got this huge city, but then they've rushed it out. So you get to a point and there's nothing to do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're just trying to get indoors that don't open or whatever.
But I've watching comments and God, people annoy me.
What are they saying?
Oh,
fuck you, give me my game.
Pretty much was one person was like, "Oh, I've taken holidays off for this." Like the game's 3 months. It's not like they're delaying it tomorrow.
Do that.
I'm taking time off for this. I know I'm just one person, but they've lost a customer now, and I'm. And then they actually said,
not going to play it at all now. Well,
and then they actually said, because I might go watch it on Twitch.
Okay.
Like I might go watch streams of it, but I'm not going to have time to play it now. So you've lost a customer. And so, listen to yourself.
Yeah. My God.
Like, I could understand being upset if it was due out tomorrow and they came out and went, "Sorry, we're delaying it for 5 months."
Yeah.
Then you can be pissed off that you've got your holidays planned and. But 3 months, hey boss, I'm cancelling my leave. I'm going later.
Man, I wish I had the kind of life where I could fucking use up my holidays just to play a new fucking AAA title coming out. Like, fucking gone are the days. Gone are the days.
Another thing I look at is like if you were so eager to play this, you could find time.
Yeah.
Like quite easily. Like, come home from work, weekends.
Yep.
But there's so many people out there who just are, "Oh, this is ridiculous. I'm going to boycott." And
yeah.
Just
not playing a game
hat
because you wanted
days.
to play it but couldn't play it is. I'm struggling to come up with an analogy, but that just sounds dumb. It's just a dumb motivation.
One thing I was finding weird is because I haven't seen a lot of advertising for Cyberpunk.
No, that's
and I was
true.
hoping they were going to go down the path that they're not going to spend $100 million on advertising and just try and release it on its own. But the reason why we may not have seen it is because they were considering pushing it back. So why waste advertising now?
Yeah, that's true.
But something I really want a big game company to do is not spend $100 million on advertising.
Yeah,
Like
just
Grand
put it in
Theft
the
Auto
game.
5.
Yeah,
That budget for advertising on that was huge, and it made its money back. But I don't know if you need to do it for games.
yeah, I tend to think so too because I mean, maybe we're different, but I know I don't get swayed by advertising on games. I'll play games that I know are coming out for 2 years before they're out, you know, or games that you guys tell me to play or that I read about independently.
Yeah, but I don't need to see a billboard or anything like that.
Yeah.
Most of the gamers out there, like just discussing it in doing interviews, streaming it, giving out to like influencers.
Yeah, you can't avoid
I honestly think that's the best way to advertise for games. You don't need
No, that's right. Because
magazine
actually,
flyers
the people that are the target audience for this, you would assume, would actually be more susceptible to non-traditional advertising, like you know, like YouTube content-based advertising, influencers and playthroughs and all of that stuff.
I'd love to see like a Bethesda or a Rockstar just go to like an E3 or one of their own things and go, "Hey, we've been working on this, as you know. It's live now. Go for it."
Yeah.
Like not yep, we're nearly there. Here's a video and wait another 6 months. I want to just go.
Yeah. So
and
true.
I want someone to take the risk.
Yeah.
Because it is a risk. Because I could be wrong. And I could cost them millions of dollars, but I don't think I am.
You mentioned GTA 5, and I haven't played the GTAs for many years. I've not played any of the more recent ones. But I was tempted to have a look at 5 when I found out that they have ported and modded the entirety of Vice City into GTA 5.
Oh, they have?
Yeah. So you can play like essentially a remaster of Vice City, but on the GTA 5 engine.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because that was a great game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish they would actually just do a remaster of that and put that out.
Yeah.
Because the music in that game was fun.
Yeah. Which I liked. The reason I liked that better than the next one, San Andreas, was simply because I liked the characters and setting a lot better with Vice City.
Yeah.
Like, once I was a street tough in, Compton, that's less interesting to me than...
You're not really relating to that character at all.
Than some suave gangster and,
GTA 5 you might like.
Yeah? Okay.
Because it's a bit different this time. There's 3 different characters, and you play all 3, so you switch between
that's
them.
Interesting.
So,
what, like Maniac Mansion?
yeah.
Sweet.
So, and if you do want to play it, and I know I keep plugging the Xbox Game Pass and I get nothing for it, but my God, it is great value.
Yeah.
But GTA 5's now on Game Pass. So,
okay.
you could, $15 a month, you could download that game and play it.
Interesting.
Game Pass I think it's great, and I think it's great for people like... Yeah, it's just great for everyone. Like, the games they put on there are amazing.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how they can do it.
Well, I guess they still rely on people purchasing a game at launch, right? Because there's usually a window before games are added to Game Pass, right?
Well, no,
Really?
not for Microsoft first-party games. So, like Halo, Forza, all of them, they are day one. They're on Game Pass.
Right.
Like even Gears 5 that just came out, from the day it was there, it was just on Games Pass.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, if you do want to give it a try, play it on Game Pass.
Okay.
Give it a try there.
Interesting.
And you probably get a free month trial. So if you try that out, you can have it for a month, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't.
Yeah. Well, I've got no real argument
I did
against
enjoy
that.
it, but you do need time.
Yeah.
It is a big game.
Sure. You know what game I'm curious to try, and it's not out on Xbox yet. It's only on the PC, but I believe it's coming to Xbox or it's coming to consoles this year, and that's called This Land Is My Land. Do you know this one?
No, I haven't heard of that
It's
one.
a Native American open world. It basically seems like Red Dead in reverse.
Okay.
and it looks beautiful. You play this like little Navajo brave, and he's like, existing in the wilderness, fighting cowboys, and just looks like something I could like get super lost in.
Okay, I wouldn't mind playing that because I like that type of game.
Yeah, me too. And this just looks beautiful.
I just hope it comes, because I can see it's on Steam now. I just really hope it does come to console.
Yeah, I've read that it has.
Or give me achievements.
Yeah.
Achievements. I hate achievements. I can't stop them. Though.
You
just can't quit
you're
them.
addicted. You know what I've been playing this week?
No.
Conan.
You went back to it?
I went back to Conan. Man, I just can't quit this game. This is like...
You just playing vanilla, or did you get one of the DLCs?
No, just vanilla.
Just went back to it?
Listeners to this podcast, long-time listeners will know, I played this game in beta. Like, I played this with, like, pre-release, and then this is like my third playthrough of it, proper playthrough, like, start again.
Yep.
And I just keep coming back into it. And there was an update. There was a 2020 update a couple of weeks ago. It was like 20 gigabytes plus. And I was like, oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I can't see any differences other than the fact that it crashed 3 times. But I was off work on Friday, and I played for an entire day. Because it's a fucking... It is a time burglar, this game.
It is one of those games where you're not really doing anything, but you're just wandering around.
You're not
and then
doing
you
anything.
set yourself a little target.
Yeah. You set yourself arbitrary targets, but then you get obsessed with completing those targets, and it's actually not fun. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yep.
You don't keep playing it because it's fun. You keep playing it because you got to keep playing it.
Yep.
I'm going to try not to play it anymore.
I will play it. I won't play it again, and that annoys me.
You probably shouldn't. I'm right now. My thing is to discover all discoverable locations.
That could be quite hard.
Yeah. So I'm just.
You can put cheats on.
I haven't put cheats on. The only
That's how I got most of the achievements in that
the
game.
only cheating I've done is the fact that I've downloaded a map with all the spots just to see which ones I missed, because obviously I've gotten all the ones that are obvious. So any that I don't have are hidden, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for all
that
those.
that makes sense. If you do want to find it, sometimes they can be quite difficult.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you're done or not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some games like Fallout, you know, there's a perk that you can choose that highlights every location on the map. Do you know what I mean? I think of it as the same as that.
Same as that. Yeah. No, I went through. There's only one achievement I need, and that's to stand on something's head to kill it.
You know, I when I was playing it the other day, I kept thinking about that the whole time, because I also don't have that particular achievement, and it's the one that comes up most on the pause screen when you just pause, and it just lets you know what achievements you still have yet to get. And so I did try it a couple of times.
It's quite a hard achievement to
get. It is, so because
from what
they don't want you on their heads. So you basically got to jump on their head when there's only one more hit before they die, because otherwise they'll just buck you off.
And also, what can help with getting this is actually to be carrying a lot.
Ah, okay.
That makes you heavier.
Right. Heavy armor too, I guess, would help that.
Yep. But you basically want to be over encumbered.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, I've got the perk that doesn't allow me to be over encumbered now, so I can carry whatever the fuck I want, which is good.
Ooh,
so can still
that
sprint.
might make it a bit easier.
Yeah.
The only way I've seen to do this is really in co-op.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Conan, just get out of my head, man. Get out. Get out.
That's good though. It's always good to have a game you can go back to. Have you gone back and played that? What was it? That Evolution.
No, I have not.
Ancestors.
No, I haven't. Have you?
I hate you for making me buy that game.
Both bought it in the same weekend. I know. I haven't gone back to it, and it's sitting there. Like when I go down to the tile for Conan, it's right next to it. So it's like, hey man, remember you bought me?
Because it doesn't hold your hand at all. You don't really know what to do, or it's just a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
I do want to get back to it.
Yeah, I do
though,
as well. But to be honest, I mean, there's games I enjoyed more that I've also yet to go back to. You know,
so I go something. I think it's actually a good game, and if I gave it more time, I'd probably enjoy it. But yeah, there are games I actually quite like.
What was that game that came out about 2 years ago? That medieval game, Kingdom Come. That was great,
Yes.
and that's so huge that I played it for weeks, and was it barely scratched the surface, but it just demanded so much more of me, and I didn't go back to
That game is not easy with combat.
it. No, it's not. But what I love about it, it's so realistic that it's almost boring in times, but boring in an exciting way.
Didn't she go on a date?
Yeah, I've gone on a date, and you literally just have to walk slowly down by the river and talk with someone. Yeah, I've done that. Mate, have you buried your dad?
No.
They fucking sack your village, and you find your dad's body, and then you've got to just stand there to like fucking dig a hole to bury your dead dad. And it's raining, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
I know. I need to sit down and devote some time to that. I really.
Yeah, I think this is one of those ones where you'll have to take some time off work.
Yeah. Just take an extra. No, I'm not wasting my holidays.
Long weekend, maybe.
Gaming
long weekend.
anymore. Long weekend. We've got a long weekend next weekend.
Oh, you do? We do as well. What's your long weekend for?
Ours is Australia Day.
Oh, of course. What's
yours
Ours
for?
is Chinese New Year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you get the Monday or the Friday?
We get the Monday and the Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I just get the Monday.
Right. Yeah, and the Chinese New Year is like a big day. And if you're Chinese, you get a half-day Friday as well, although I'm assuming that...
To go prepare for it.
Yeah.
Start day drinking.
It's all about visiting. You got to visit everyone.
Oh, that just seems like a big hassle.
Yeah. In terms of like, Christmas, you just like everyone just goes to one house and like has a Christmas dinner and stuff. Chinese New Year's not like that. Like they're traveling everywhere, and that's if you don't have to go back to China. You know what I mean?
Is it the point where you get to a certain age and you're the ones who just go, we get to stay home and you come visit us now?
It
or
is, yeah.
how's it work?
Yeah, there is a bit of that going on, but I don't know the intricacies of it.
But yeah, for here in Australia, it was always, all right, this is where Christmas is.
Yeah.
You might have to go to two places.
Yeah, it's like it's at your Auntie
depending on your
Sandra's this
family.
year. Yeah.
Because sometimes you might have to do one side and then the other, depending on...
You've got to give money to everyone at Chinese New Year. They're called Ang Bao, right? And they're these red envelopes, and you've got to put money in. And depending on who you are, is who you give money to and how much money you give, and then you get money as well. For example, I'm expected this week to give any unmarried women who are younger than me at my work an Ang Bao.
What are they meant to give you? Return.
They don't give me. They don't give me anything. But like my boss will likely give me an Ang Bao.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just all these rules, and basically kids get tons of money, but they get the lowest amount. Like we have a $2 note, and like kids end up with like fucking $62 bills at the end of Chinese New Year, just from all the uncles and stuff coming over.
I need to get in on this.
Yeah. Well, you're now at the age where you'll be shedding out cash instead of the other way around.
Oh, I don't want to get in on this.
Yeah, probably not.
No. If it's going to cost me money, no.
Speaking of Chinese things, I finished Blade Runner, the old adventure game. Fucking
How was it? Did you
great
use the
game.
help button?
I didn't use the help button. No.
Did you find the help
Could not
button?
find it. Did look.
Maybe I dreamt
Yeah,
it.
maybe you did. Maybe the help button was fucking one of those computer mags that came out that just had hints in the back.
For some reason, I remember you hit the hint button and it basically flashed up.
Yeah, right. I mean, look, it makes
go,
sense.
hey,
I
you
do
can
remember
click
game.
here.
Or maybe they've removed that for this scum version that they've got. I don't know.
So how was it? What ending did you get?
I got the ending where I went and found the replicants in the crashed moon bus, and they killed my dog. The fucking cunts killed my dog.
Those bastards.
They claimed my dog was a replicant, but I deny that.
The love you felt was real.
Yeah, and then I go into the moon bus, and the ultimate baddies laying there on the bed, and you got the option to shoot him, but I just stood there and watched him die of natural causes. So, but I want to know if there's an ending where your dog doesn't die, so I can go back and achieve that.
And try and play that
Yeah.
one. I don't know. There's a happy ending where all the replicants live.
Is there? Okay, I didn't get that. Did not get that. I wonder what you have to do differently for that.
I think that's maybe one of the harder ones to get.
Right. Yeah. Because I didn't do anything subversive. I basically did what I felt the game was asking me to do. So I assume the ending I got was the standard ending.
sometimes what it is, it's not stuff that there's extra stuff that you probably missed.
Yes.
So extra steps that were involved that led to it. Because those games, you can finish the game but still miss
that's
half
true.
the story.
Yeah. You know what game it reminded me of? Did you ever play the Batman Returns adventure game?
Batman Returns. No, I don't think I did.
Very similar to this, except for there was a combat element that this one doesn't really have. But it was very similar in the fact that you followed clues, and the clues unlocked locations on the map. And as you just said, like with this one with Blade Runner, if you didn't find a particular clue, then it didn't lead you to a certain place. Now that's fine; you could still finish the game, but you just wouldn't know about that location or the people there or whatever information you gleaned from that area.
And that's what I quite like. Like, it's not gonna be like you missed one little thing. It stops the story dead and you can't continue.
Yeah.
It's no, if you don't find it, you can still continue.
Yeah.
You just may.
In fact, I wish I'd played more games like that back in the day, because I used to, like with the King's Quest and all of those kind of Sierra games and even the LucasArts games, basically you just had to find everything or you couldn't continue through the game. So there'd be something you missed. You didn't think to throw the fucking dog into the pile of envelopes. And so you just couldn't play past that. Which sometimes for years.
And yet there was no internet back then to just Google, what do I do now? It's
right.
like, you might get lucky and it might come out in one of the magazines. Yeah. But if not, what I really want to go through is I want to go play... Something just spoke at me. That was weird.
Your house is talking to you.
Oh, Google. No, but I want to go back and play Full Throttle.
Oh yeah.
I've only ever played the demo of that game.
Oh really? Yeah.
And I've played that demo to death.
Is it just stops at a certain point? Right.
And I used to play it over and over and over.
I'll be completely honest with you. It kind of tears off towards the end, as a lot of those games do, is like the most interesting parts are the first third to 2/3.
Well,
and then
do you want to know why that's the case?
My assumption was always just that they started to run out of money.
A bit of that, but also the fact people didn't finish games back then.
Yeah, they didn't get to the end. Yeah.
A lot of people would buy the games, but it was very rare for people to finish.
Yeah, so they put all the interesting stuff in...
At the start.
Where everyone was
likely to see it. Because why waste all that time if you know only 5% of the people who play it are going to get to that point?
Yeah, it's true. But I find with all those LucasArts games, you can tell when you're getting towards the end of the game simply because it becomes more about navigating a maze, for example, than actually discovering new worlds and locations and stuff.
They were great games.
I want to play Full Throttle now. It's Mark Hamill, right?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it is Mark Hamill. Wait, hold on, I'll Google. Full Throttle. Yep.
That was when he was very big, and that sort of was the only career voice acting.
That's right.
He's had a very strange career.
He really did, didn't he?
And as I said, I think I said a few weeks ago, I think the thing that stopped him was his car accident.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Look, at the height of his career, when he could have probably been booking any job, he was off getting plastic surgery done to fix his face.
True. Did you ever play Broken Age from about 5 years ago?
Broken Age.
There's another.
I know the name.
Another adventure game by Tim Schafer, but I think I might have purchased this on Steam and then not played it. Let me open up my Steam, and I have a feeling Matt has told us both to play it in the past.
Yes, he has. Yeah. Yes, I'm looking at it now, and yes, he definitely has told us both to play it. And
might have a look at that.
We haven't.
No, we haven't.
Ooh, I'm going to play the Xbox version.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Because there's achievements.
I'm more likely to play something like that on the on Steam, actually.
Oh, it's more... Those types of games are definitely better on the PC.
Yeah, my PC's not spec'd out or anything. It's just that, I've just got more... Although some of those games don't really work unless you're using a mouse. I found the Telltale games were difficult playing with a trackpad. Ah,
yes. Yeah. They're not designed. They're designed for more of a controller or a mouse.
Yeah.
Definitely not. No games are designed for a trackpad.
Yeah, that's right.
That's just not a thing.
Yeah, it's true.
You need to invest in a mouse.
No, I have a mouse, but I can't play it on the train with a mouse, for example.
No, but you could play it with a controller.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
All you got to do is buy an adapter, and away you go.
Huh? Yeah, I never thought of that. All right.
See, I come up with all the good ideas. The world just needs to listen to me.
Well, they have. At least Hollywood listens to you. prepare yourself for Dwayne the Series Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson is not his name. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the game.
Television series based on the life of The Rock.
And what I like about it is it's going to be a comedy.
Yeah, how could it not
Because
be?
honestly, if this was going to be like a serious
drama,
show, a drama, I would not watch it.
Yeah.
Because he's had a very eventful life. He's very weird. Like, his father was a wrestler, and then he was in college nearly playing professional football, became a wrestler, and then once he made it there, then his career took off. But that's his father just died.
Oh shit, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, like a couple of days ago.
Very recently. Oh.
Very recently.
Yeah.
It's actually quite sad because he's quite close to his family. But I'm starting to question though The Rock. He just seems too perfect,
right? Yeah, I know.
And when does he sleep?
Yeah, he works hard. He works damn hard.
Like, he's got movies all the time, which he's on the road promoting while filming others, while working out, while running his tequila business, while working. He's just
that's the thing.
Everywhere.
Like, in order for me to get this fucking jacked, like, I'd have to be working out literally all the time, right?
Yeah, and it's not something he can stop doing.
Yeah, that's right. But he has to put it in his spare time because he's got a fucking career, several careers.
It's not like, I'll just run down to the hotel gym and run for half an hour.
That's right.
No, I'm going to go lift weights for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Man doesn't age.
Yeah, that's also true. Well, until you see pictures of him in the 90s where he looked like a lesbian.
But I don't know. How old is he? He'd be getting close to 50 now, if not
I suppose he
already
would be.
there.
Dwayne Johnson age. Yeah, he's 47.
47. So he's up there, and he looks better than I've ever looked in my entire life.
Yeah.
Now, and he's not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah. I do think you and I have improved with age, though. I think it's, I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my body's falling apart.
Oh, my body's falling apart now, sure.
Yeah.
But I was just all gangly and awkward when I was young.
Yeah. I think when I quit smoking for the second time and I put on all that weight, I now need to do something about it, though.
Yeah.
No, we were talking in chat how I've been having that sore jaw.
Yeah, sure.
And I was thinking it might have been need my wisdom teeth removed.
Yeah.
It's not that. I'm just getting old, and it's still late effects from chemotherapy.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
So now, this is why I never went to the dentist.
Yeah.
So now I've been referred off to another dentist, and they're looking to do extra stuff. I'm falling apart. It sucks. It's not fair.
Yeah. There's nothing fair about it. Did you know that Dwayne Johnson's dad's name was Rocky?
Yes.
That's nice, isn't it? That he took that as his
Rocky Johnson.
his stage name when he became a wrestler.
I didn't. Actually, I've only just put that together.
Yeah. Nice.
That's actually, that is quite nice. I want to meet The Rock one day, and I just want to be held by him.
Just thank him. Just thank him for all the feels.
Yep. I just hope it doesn't come out in like 10 years' time that he's a jerk.
Yeah, that would not be good. I hate that that's happening constantly now.
Yeah, all these people that you thought were great, where it's not, people just lied about them.
Yeah, man. I can't watch movies now that stars Kevin Spacey. I just can't watch him. I just can't watch him. I put on a movie the other night called 21, where he coaches a team of blackjack players, and like, I don't know if I'm reading into this, but half the movie is taken up with shots of him just fucking staring at this fucking young, hunky lead guy. Like, it's gross.
But yeah, you don't know if that's actually what was happening, or just you just.
But I just my head
now.
just can't not see him as a sexual predator now.
Now, did it come out that he was?
Well, because I think the two people that have accused him were both dead now. So.
Yeah. Because I remember the first one that he accused him was basically, he said like he came in, started touching him on the bed, and then he found out the age, and then he left.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not defending him or anything,
but I think
I
think you need to ask for the age before you start touching them.
Yeah.
So.
Or ask, am I allowed to touch you?
Yeah, that's right.
Because nothing really came of that story except for the fact that's when he came out and went, yep, I'm gay.
Yeah.
That was his response to it.
The weird thing is, right, I was on a plane a couple of weeks ago, and there was an old movie called Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, that stars Spacey, and it's directed by Clint Eastwood. And I actually had seen this at the cinema when I was a teenager, and the whole fucking storyline had gone over my head, right? But just looking back now, Kevin Spacey plays this rich Southern guy in Savannah who is molesting this like young boy or young man, and then ends up killing him, and then this whole scandal comes out, and he has to come out and admit that he's gay and all this stuff, and it's just so bizarre to watch that now
because it's
literally what happened.
Hollywood has always been a strange place. I'm happy it's starting to change.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things, like, everyone's always known, like, there were casting couches, like, if you want to get anywhere, you got to do this. Everyone knew that, but no one actually called people out or did anything about it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of that, not just the sexual injustices, but even just, like, pay discrepancies. Like, for example, writers who go to Hollywood to become screenwriters, the best way for them to do that is to become personal assistants of existing writers. Like, that's basically what you have to do, right? Because it's all about networking, and that's the way you meet people and get in the room. But they don't get paid for it, not a cent. No. And they do it for years. If anyone complained, they'd just be like, "Well, fuck off then. I'll get someone else."
We've got 10 people waiting to take your position.
That's right. Whereas now,
so
in this new environment, people are saying, "You know what? It's a fucking job. Pay me for it."
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's a good job. Yes, it's a sought after job. So still be selective, but fucking pay him for it.
Yeah, people should not have to work for free to get a chance.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that whole area needs to change. They need to hire us.
Yeah, fucking man. As a machine, Hollywood is disgusting.
I could fix it, and I could start. I've already got my pitch ready for our TV show.
Oh yeah.
Our Star Wars one.
Oh sure, take us through it. Take us through the plot.
Remember, basically, I'm just ripping off Battlestar Galactica and throwing X-Wings on top of it.
Yeah.
But Star Wars, God, that would work.
Yeah, oh man, I'd be all over it.
Like, imagine you're following the story of a squadron that's flying around on one of the ships that's sort of engaged in guerrilla warfare with the Empire.
Yeah. So the Empire, when's it set?
I'd like to see it sort of a New Hope era.
Yeah. There is a Death Star, but no one's blown it up yet.
Or maybe, I think there, because then the stakes are higher because it's a smaller army. Like, Return of the Jedi, they've sort of, Rebel Alliance is quite big.
Yeah.
But back the start, where it's like, if we lose one person, this hurts us hard in this war. Yeah. I think that's the way to go.
Look, speaking of Star Wars...
Stars News!
Colin Trevorrow's script has leaked for his episode 9.
I've seen that.
Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, and you probably all do, Colin Trevorrow was slated to direct episode 9, and then Kathleen Kennedy booted him, said that his script was not the direction that they wanted to go. A lot of stuff from his script is still in the film, but just framed kind of differently. For starters, his movie was called Duel of the Fates, which I think...
Which is... that's a reference to episode 1.
That's right, yeah.
Which I thought was a weird direction to go.
But a cool name, nonetheless.
One thing I found weird about this, and if people start going out, this is the one we want, make this nor this, the reason why I think this didn't go ahead is because of Rose.
Sure, yeah, maybe.
Because from what I've read of it, Rose played a bigger part in his script.
Yeah. I also think there's another reason, is that the gang were all split up doing separate things, and I think that was a big criticism of The Last Jedi as well, so they had to rewrite something to make sure that they were all together for most of the film.
Which, again, doesn't make sense, because Empire Strikes Back...
Yeah.
They are split up the entire time. Return of the Jedi for a big part of it as well.
Yeah.
You had 3 different stories happening at the same time.
But what I like about Trevorrow's script is that the Palpatine portion of the story is still there, but it's not the same. Basically, Kylo Ren tracks down this old holotape recording that the Emperor sent to Darth Vader that he never received. So it's not that he's back alive, he just watches a holotape that tells essentially Darth Vader, but now him, Kylo Ren, that there is an old Sith Lord living somewhere out in the wilderness that he should go to for training.
The script I actually thought was quite good, but I'm not going to be one of these people out there going, make us this, we want this. It's not how it works.
No, this movie's already been made, so don't worry about that.
They're not going to go back and remake it. But yeah, if anyone is out there criticising that this is a movie they wanted, but they were also some people that were criticising Rose, you've only got yourself to blame.
That's right. It's so true. Mind you, I really did not like the Palpatine addition to Episode 9. And I'm clearly not alone, because the writers of Rise of Skywalker have all come out and said, please don't blame us. It was not our idea. Kathleen Kennedy made us put him in.
I thought this movie was quite good.
Yep.
I don't understand the hate that it's getting from... I'm seeing more hate from it. Well, critics, of course, but I'm seeing more hate from it from the people who helped make it than I am fans.
Know, that's bizarre, isn't it? That's bizarre. But then again, I guess that was kind of the same with The Last Jedi too, because I mean, the loudest voice criticizing that movie was Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
And then eventually John Boyega jumped on the bandwagon too.
Somehow Rian Johnson's still talking up his trilogy.
He's come out this week saying he's still... Like, mate, you got fired off Episode 9. Why do you think they're going to give you 3 more movies?
Like, you were the only one that's still talking about this. Like,
yeah.
Disney are still not... Yep, we've still got Rian Johnson working on
this.
It's
a little sad now.
Just because I haven't told you doesn't mean that it's happening. Like, have Disney called you at any stage?
That's right.
Are they returning your phone calls?
Man. Yeah, exactly. Are you allowed to drive back onto the lot?
I don't know. I don't like the direction he took it. I don't think he did well. And no one's asking him for a trilogy.
No one.
He might be getting Knives Out too.
Yeah. I think it's more likely at this stage that he'll have Knives Out 2 than...
Yep, and I'm quite happy for him to go make that and just stay away from...
And you know what? I'll
Star
probably
Wars,
watch Knives Out 2. Knives Out 1 was okay. Wasn't the best film of the year, but at the same time, it was perfectly good.
It entertained me for a couple of hours, which is what I want from a film.
Exactly. But not a Star Wars film. That has to fucking touch me on an existential level.
Yeah, the bar for that is set very, very high.
In a way, we've set it up to fail, because nothing it can do could please us, and certainly not please everyone.
People just need to accept that. Sometimes they're not making it for you.
Yeah.
They're making it for everyone, and sometimes you won't like it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell people to kill themselves. No, it shouldn't have to.
If we said we liked Star Wars, everyone would just call us a nerd. But that's fine.
Yeah.
We were used to that. But we weren't getting criticised by other Star Wars fans telling us we liked the wrong Star Wars movies.
Since nerds became mainstream, it's such a toxic community.
It so is, yeah.
Like, if people come out and say, I like this, well, and then people will say, oh, have you seen this? Yeah, you don't like that if you haven't watched this. Yeah. And that's...
Mind you, there used to be a little bit of that back in the day, though. It was just much more contained. I remember there was this whole, like, Trekkies wouldn't talk to you if you said you liked Star Wars better than Star Trek. And then there were just the people that liked B5 or whatever. There was, this whole rivalry there. So I guess it's not new, but it certainly does seem much more pervasive now.
Whereas, to me, if you want to be a fan, great. Yeah. You're a fan. Yeah. You're allowed to like
Knock yourself out.
If you haven't seen something, I might go, oh, I recommend you, if you like it, you might like this. Yeah. You're not a fan because you haven't seen it.
Yeah, because you haven't seen Caravan of Courage.
Great movie.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.